The secret island in the backyard. It was a late summer afternoon when Lily, a curious little girl with wild brown curls and a penchant for adventure, discovered the secret island. Her house, nestled at the edge of a sleepy neighborhood, had a backyard that stretched out like a meadow, filled with tall grass, wildflowers, and the occasional patch of clover. At the far end of the yard, beyond the old oak tree where she often played pirates, was a small pond. It wasn't much more than a puddle to anyone else, but to Lily, it was a world of its own. That afternoon, as the golden sun cast long shadows across the grass, Lily wandered over to the pond, her favorite spot for pretending to be an explorer. She had an old map in her hands, one she'd drawn herself, with swirling lines and crisscrossing marks that only she could understand. She bent down to examine the water, which had a curious shimmer to it, something almost magical. Her fingers brushed the surface, and that's when she noticed it, the tiny, flickering island, barely visible at first, just beyond the reeds at the center of the pond. It was so small, it could have been a trick of the light, but as she squinted, it became clearer. The island had a sandy shore, a single tall tree with twisting branches, and what looked like a small house made of seashells. Lily's heart raced. She had never seen this island before, and she had spent hours at the pond, watching the water like a hawk. How had it appeared so suddenly? With no time to waste, she ran to the edge of the pond, her bare feet kicking up dirt as she searched for a way to get closer. There was no boat, no raft, just the water, smooth and still, with the shimmering island just out of reach. But Lily wasn't about to let something as small as not having a boat stop her. She was on a mission. Suddenly, something strange happened. The water in front of her began to swirl, creating a small current as if the pond itself were inviting her. Without thinking, Lily stepped into the water. The coolness enveloped her feet, sending a shiver up her spine. But she felt strangely at ease. As her toes touched the bottom, she realized that the water wasn't deep at all. It only reached up to her knees. The farther she walked, the more the island seemed to grow, becoming more distinct, more real. The sand was soft, the trees swayed in a breeze that didn't exist anywhere else, and the shell house, now visible in its entirety, looked like something from a fairy tale. A tiny door stood open, and Lily could almost hear the faint sound of music drifting from inside. Before she could stop herself, she found herself stepping onto the island. The moment her feet touched the sand, the world around her seemed to shift. The pond's edges faded, and Lily was surrounded by the strange, beautiful landscape of the island. In the distance, she saw a sparkling waterfall that fed into the pond, and beyond that, lush, green hills that stretched as far as she could see. A sky of soft purples and blues hung overhead, with stars already starting to twinkle. Even though it was still afternoon, Lily stood frozen, her eyes wide with wonder. She took a deep breath, smelling the sweet, salty air like the ocean, but sweeter, somehow. Everything was so vivid, so real, and yet, there was something dreamlike about it. She knew, somehow, that she had discovered something no one else knew about. This was her secret. She took a step forward, and as she did, the tiny shell house door creaked open on its own. Lily's curiosity tugged at her, and she walked inside. The house was smaller than it had seemed from the outside, but cozy. It was furnished with seashell chairs, driftwood tables, and soft rugs made of sea grass. A small fire crackled in the center of the room, its warm light dancing against the walls. And then she heard a soft voice. "Welcome, little one." Lily spun around, her heart leaping in her chest. Standing in the corner of the room was a tiny creature, a woman no taller than Lily herself, with skin that shimmered like the surface of the pond. Her hair was made of sea foam, and she wore a dress that seemed to be woven from the very tides. "I'm the keeper of this island," the woman said, her voice like the rustling of leaves. "And you, Lily, are the first one to find it in many, many years." Lily's mouth hung open in awe. "What is this place?" she asked. The keeper smiled. This is a place between worlds, a secret island that only reveals itself to those who are ready. It's a refuge for those who seek adventure, and a home for the lost things that the world forgets. Lily glanced around. Are there others here? The keeper shook her head. No, child. This island is yours alone for now. But it's not just a place you can visit. It's a place you can create, and the more you believe in it, the more it will grow. Lily's heart swelled with excitement. She had discovered something magical, something no one else would ever understand. The island would be her secret, a place where she could escape to whenever she wanted, whether to sail the seas, explore hidden caves, or simply watch the stars twinkle in the sky above. The keeper leaned closer, her smile warm. Whenever you need me or the island, all you have to do is believe. Just follow the path in your heart, and it will always lead you here. With that, the keeper faded away, leaving Lily alone in the quiet, peaceful house. She took a deep breath, her fingers brushing the cool, salty air, and smiled. The island would always be there for her, hidden in her own backyard, a secret she would keep forever. As the sun began to set behind her, casting the world in a soft amber glow, Lily stepped back into the water and made her way home, knowing that the secret island was waiting for her just beyond the pond whenever she needed it.